What is greater, God's being or God's attributes? The answer to that is they are both equally great. However, if we have to place one above the other, it is God's being. Now we know God exists within a different mode of existence compared to us. Ours is temporal, His is infinite. We are feeble and flawed. He is forever in a state of being fully energized in all that He is. He never needs to be recharged. He does not grow weary or faint, as Isaiah 40:28 declares. So God exists eternally. And so we know that because God has always existed, He is that which He is. And His being has always been because He has always been. And so we can come to understand that God's attributes are simultaneously just as great as His being. However, they are exercised in different moments from our point of view. For God, everything is at once for Him in all that He is, and he knows what He's going to do. However, when it was just Him, before any creation was done, obviously He did not need to have justice done to anyone or anything. And the reason behind that is because He has always been. He didn't have to exercise that upon Himself because He is a perfect and pure being. And so God's attributes tend to come by way of His being. They exist because of His being. They come out of His being, and God has an infinite amount of attributes. But some of His attributes, as He creates, do not come to be exercised, even though they are known by Him and they are a part of Him. They are not exercised until God creates. So, and just as we saw with justice, God never needed to be just in the sense of exercising justice, His attribute of justice, until He created, and obviously the fall happened and the like. So what's greater, God's being or attributes? They're simultaneously great, but God's being is greater from the standpoint as His being is where the attributes flow through, and it's when He creates that certain attributes are exercised. But for God's being, it has always been and always will be, and it never needed a point by where His being was further exercised. His being has always remained, and His attributes are always accessible, though they have not always needed to be exercised.